What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Montana Method Podcast one more time. As always, your host, Nelson Rodriguez Jr., author, creator, director, host of the Montana Method. Today, I have a great guest that through his brother, we're basically friends, right?
Yeah, we're friends.
We're friends.
We're friends. We're brothers.
Yeah, 100%.
We're brothers.
George,
Yes.
welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you having me here, man. It's an
still have
honor and a pleasure.
No, of course. Do you still have the nickname, the General?
The General, yeah. One of my brothers, one of my best friends, Flo, he actually gave me that nickname. He calls me the General all the time.
That's cool.
Yeah.
George the General.
Calls me the General. Why does he call me? He calls me the General because we always used to work we're all trainers, right? And we worked in the same studio training our clients. And everybody used to just watch me the way I would train my clients because my clients would be just whooping ass and just breathing heavy, sweating. And he would just sit there in the back and just laugh. He'd be like, "Damn, dude, you the freaking General, bro." Am I allowed to swear in here? No.
Yeah. No, you're good.
No, actually, I'm not going to swear because,
I got you.
The Lord's looking down on me. But anyways, yeah, man. So that's how I got the nickname the General because I would just
going to work,
destroy my clients, man, in a good way.
Yeah,
in a good way.
Yeah. Like militant.
Yeah, one of my clients used to call me a masochist. I've gotten all kinds of shit. My masochist, General, just putting people through the torture chamber, all that kind of stuff.
Torture chamber.
Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, that's good. But I mean, the harder you are on your clients, the better results they get. So at least in the workout portion.
Well, listen, it depends on. Yeah, you want to push your clients hard. You obviously during a workout session, there might be some days where they just don't have it, or they're just mentally are not there. So sometimes they need a little compassion.
Yeah.
For the most part, no. You came here and you came here to work out, so that's what I'm going to push you to do.
Right.
But you just gotta know how to read your client. That's all. You got to know how to read your client. A lot of times they don't want to do it, and you're just saying, no, come on, let's get over here. We're going to get some work done because this is what you need,
right.
And depending on what's going on in their life, sometimes they need a little back off, It's not every day can always be crush, kill, destroy. I always say that, and even for myself, I don't crush, kill, destroy me in every workout, For the most part, yeah, I push myself hard. My intensity is at a high level. My grind is at a high level. I'm always trying to push myself to the next level. But there is some days, once in a while, where I just don't have it in me, and sometimes you need that day where you mellow back, you just do a little bit of mobility work and stretching, and you know what, that feels good. It helps you recharge, refresh, and then you can come back the next day and just kick ass.
Where do you draw the line? Like, I know we live in a society where most people are pretty like weak-minded, right? I would say they have their work ethic isn't really all there. So I'm more of drawing on the line of being more intense, just because it's the opposite of what most people do. But where is it like? This is an interesting conversation I wasn't even gonna have, but it just popped in my head. In Miami, you see a lot of stuff where, like, some women are so disciplined, like, they'll meal plan. They won't have, like, one piece of dessert the entire year. They won't have, like, one sugary treat ever. Yeah. And it's like, bro, a part of me really admires that because, like, shit, man, that's a lot of discipline. But a part of me is like, I mean, bro, like, one day out of the year, where do you draw the line for yourself personally? So, obviously, you can't answer that question for everybody, but
so here it is. Here's the thing. A lot of people have a major sweet tooth.
It's horrible.
Some people
it's
don't.
Horrible. Yeah.
But once you get past a certain, stage, and like say you go past like 2-3 weeks, 30 days of not eating any sweets, your body doesn't crave that shit no more. Sugar is an addiction. It's like it's exactly it's like an addiction. It's drugs. Okay, so that's why you see previous alcoholics or addicts going to sugar.
To food.
They eat a lot of sugar. You see them eating a lot of sugar. I mean, I was in a sober house for 35 days, and those dudes were just eating mad sugar. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because their addiction was so that bad. I never had a sweet tooth, and And yes, I did have an addiction, but it was more for mental sake, and I didn't know how to cope with it anymore. So that's why I went to this sober house.
Mm.
I did a lot of cocaine, and because it was a lot of things that I was going through in my life, and I was using it to kind of not think about it
Right, right,
anymore,
right.
and
To numb the
numb the
problem away.
pain, man, numb the pain, and it just obviously it doesn't work that way. It only makes things worse, and I went through a really big downward spiral.
Mm.
But we can get into
Yeah,
that a
we'll get
little bit
into it. Of
later on.
course, of
As
course.
going to your question about having that sweet tooth, man. Like I said, your body gets used to it, and it becomes much easier.
Mm.
And a lot of times, you, some people don't even want the sugar anymore.
Right.
You don't even want it because you know how because when you do have it finally,
Then the
you see
cravings come
how it
out.
makes you feel, and
Mm.
you're like, oh man, I feel like crap. Oh, in my stomach. Oh, blah. Something is going on with that sugar. That's telling you that sugar's freaking horrible for you.
Mm.
It's really bad, dude. It sparks up bad viruses and diseases that could build in your body for cancers, for anything. You know what I'm saying? Sugar is horrible. It attacks your body in many, many bad ways. Unless you're eating fruit, which is good sugar, simple sugars, like I advise to stay away from bad sugars, And if you go to eat it once in a while on the holidays, whatever, yeah, it's fine, man. You know what I'm saying? You could do that. It's not gonna kill you. That's not gonna do anything.
Mm.
But just go back to eating some good, clean food. And that's what you should want. You should want to eat good, clean food all the time for yourself, for your mental sake, for your health, for internally, you know what I'm saying? Because first of all, you're gonna feel good physically from not eating that sugar because it's not gonna bring it down. You're gonna get because sugar will give you that spike, and then you just drop. You don't want that. You don't want a spike and then feel all down and drained and,
Mm.
have such a decline. You wanna feel coasting throughout the whole day,
Mm.
a level, Sugar that pure sugar is not gonna give that to you. You ever notice when you eat and then you have dessert on a holiday and and then you just wanna go to sleep, take a
Yeah.
nap?
The itis.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. You know what I'm saying? You don't wanna feel that every day.
Mm.
I wanna be productive. I wanna work. I wanna feel good. I want my mind clear, you know? That's why I barely drink anymore. I mean, hardly drink anymore. I mean, the past 3 times that I drank wine, and I only had about 2 glasses of wine each time, I got I don't know, I just started getting fevers the next day.
Wow.
I mean, I gotta go check that out and see what the heck that is, but that's something new that's with me ever since I stopped drinking. But I mean, I don't drink the red wine and I don't get fever, so it's got to be that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I've seen that you can go so long. I've met people that have gone so long, and their like body is so detoxed, and they have every toxin out of their body that when they introduce any little bit of it, like their body immediately reacts.
You feel it.
Yeah.
The cleaner your body is, the cleaner your mind and your body is, the more you're going to feel when something is off.
Mm.
You're more conscious of it. You're more aware. You could sense these things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You sense different things going on inside of your body, in your muscles, in your heart, in your organs. You know what I'm saying? You sense all that stuff in your mind,
Right.
especially when with like no alcohol. My mind, no alcohol, no drugs. My mind hasn't been clearer than ever. Since I was a kid. When I was a kid growing up, into my up until my early 20s, my conscious was so clear. I like everything came to me. Even sensing when people were, where people were off, not genuine, all that kind of stuff, man. You naturally sense that stuff.
Mm.
And that's,
For me, funny enough, one of the experiences that was pretty wild for me was when I did time in prison, and one of the interesting things that you would never expect is that I was so deprived of like the natural stimulant of the world. Meaning, it doesn't even have to be drugs or alcohol.
yeah.
It could be sugary foods. It could be your cell phone, right?
Dude, you could be addicted to working out.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Well, at least working out is positive, right? It can
Yeah.
but anyway. So the constant stimulation of scrolling through your phone,
Yeah.
getting a million text messages, always being busy. In prison, all that went away, and all of a sudden, my slate was clean, and I didn't have to do any of that. So what happened with me was I really could feel every little thing that was going on in my body, every emotion, every thought.
Because you were able to sit with yourself.
100%.
You're able to sit with yourself.
It was one of the most sobering experiences ever.
Absolutely. It's great.
And then getting to write those down, like I kept a journal, so I wrote down and then I go back and I read it now, and I'm like, wow, like I remember now, because obviously you get out, you go back to living a normal life, the phone is on you every day, all that stuff. But then it's like, you know, I go back and I check the journal, I'm like, man, like when you throw all that aside and it's just you really feel, and the drugs, the food, whatever your vice of choice is,
it takes you away from all that.
And then you don't even understand what's going on in your own mind, in your own body, in your own.
You lose those senses.
Yeah.
You lose that sense because all that stuff is all distraction. It's all it fucks with everything inside of you. You know, it creates a glitch in your body. That's exactly what it does. It creates a glitch, and that glitch is ongoing. And the only way you're going to get rid of that glitch is by stop doing the things that are affecting you, the drugs, the alcohol, the people that you hang out with, the things that you're doing on your daily basis. You know, take away those bad habits, take away those people, and start bringing in good habits and start bringing in good people in the direction that you want to be, and like-minded people that want to grow in life. And I guarantee you, your life will automatically change. You'll automatically start bringing in new types of good and genuine networks, you know? Organic stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Things that are going to be good for you, that are going to be healing for your mind, your heart, your body. I mean, it's changed my life too, man. It's just when I went to this sober house, after the day. So let me go into the story.
Yeah,
Since that keeps
might as
coming
well.
up.
Let's dive in. Let's dive in.
Might as well, because I went through a lot of stuff. I was having trouble in my marriage. Not saying that I did anything right. I did a lot of things wrong. But I didn't know how to handle things back then. You know, I didn't know how to handle things back then. Not the right way, because I always thought I could do everything on my own. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have any help. You know, I always thought that I was alone and I was doing everything and I had to handle everything as a man on my own. Obviously, today is a completely different story. But my dad passed away 7 years ago in the summer, July 15th. My son was born September 15th, 2 months later. So that was like a really awful experience that happened to me, you know, very emotional. And then a high emotion of a happiness of, because my son was born. It was an amazing experience, but then it was like the toughness of trying to raise this kid and thinking about, how am I going to be a good father, and what am I going to do, and how am I going to do this the right way? Am I doing this the right way? And then going through that time period, it was okay for that first year with my son and my wife at the time, now my ex. So after that, when my son was 3, we got a divorce. You know, because of all the shit that I did, and we never communicated right. We didn't communicate the right way. We didn't do a lot of things the right way. It wasn't just on me either. You know, it was both of us. It was both of us with a lot of things. I regret. No, I don't regret doing the things that I did wrong, because I learned from a lot of the things that I did wrong. And I'm a different man today because of the things that I did wrong. Because I do have compassion. I do care about people, and I still care about my ex. We and her are friends today. You know, we talk on the phone. We discuss what we're going to do, what's going to be good for my son, because we both care. You know, and I still love my ex. You know, she's a wonderful person, and she's an amazing mother. You know, that doesn't change. That doesn't change. Yeah, we're not together, but that's the way it is. But as a person, as a human being, I still love her. I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? You know, Jesus said, "Love your enemies as you love yourself," in the Bible. So I stand strong by that. We never, at first in the beginning, it was tough with me and her, you know, because she was angry, and but we talked. We got over it. You know, we both have compassion for each other and care about each other's well-being. She knows I'm his father, and she knows I'm a good father. At least I try to be. I try to be the best that I can for my son. I want to guide him in the right direction. I want him to be a strong, faithful man, you know, a strong man with faith, courage, dignity. I want him to have integrity, all of that stuff, strong mentally and physically. So I try to be there for him as much as I can, and she knows that. So, and I know that she's a great mother, so we work together on his schedule. I have him half the time, she has him half the time, and it works out. I feel really bad for the people who don't have that.
Mm.
I was very lucky. We got a mediator, and it was done in like a month. We met with her 4 or 5 times, and that was it. It was done. It was a sad moment, but it was easy because we both were on the same track. We talk to each other, we communicate, even when we're not together. That's the whole thing. You got to care for one another as human beings. If you're also in the Bible, it says if your enemy slaps you in the face, turn your cheek and let him slap the other. Just because somebody does wrong to you, doesn't mean you should do wrong back.
Right. 100%.
You got to have love. When you could show love and compassion like that for every single person on this planet, man, your whole life is going to be so different. You're going to look at things in a totally different perspective, and it's going to be, I'm telling you, it's bliss, bro. The worries, the anxiety, the depressions, they're all gone after that. Because nothing matters. Nothing matters. The past doesn't matter. What people do to you does not matter. You know what matters? What you do for you. What you're thinking. What you're doing in your life. What are you doing in your life? That's what matters. First God, then you. Because when you have faith in God, everything is coast. Yeah, you're going to have struggles in your life. Yeah, you're going to go through shit in your life that's going to be like, damn, this is hard. I don't know if I could do this. No. When you have faith and you have strong faith and you really pray and you talk to the Lord, he's there for you, man. And you let all that stuff go and you can handle all those situations in a peaceful manner. You're so much more relaxed. Instead of like, I don't know what to do. I used to do that shit. I don't know what to do. Sitting there frustrating, thinking about it all day long and manifesting on, I don't know what to do, instead of manifesting on like, okay, this is what's going on. What am I going to do next now? These bad things happen to you. Good. Let them happen to you. Because you know why? Now it gives you another chance to get stronger, to figure out something else new that's going to make you smarter, or stronger, or whatever it is. You're going to be a better man after this challenge. You got to get through it though. Are you going to let the challenge take over you, or are you going to take over the challenge?
100%.
So going into back to the story, I get sidetracked a little bit sometimes.
It's all right. We'll bring it back.
I have passion, bro. I got compassion and passion.
We'll always circle it back.
But I'm always circling back. So, I got the divorced. Man, I even freaking smashed a U-Haul truck because my mind was just during the move. My mind was just gone, and I smashed into a building. I smashed the U-Haul truck at the U-Haul building. I was just not even thinking, just not looking, and I just hear a boom. I was like, oh, hit my chest on the steering wheel. And I get out of the car and I look down. I'm like, I didn't hit anything. And then I look up and I'm like, oh shit. The whole building on the the underpass was just smashed. The whole top of the truck dented like all the way in. I think I did $12,000 worth of damage. Yeah, that was bad. I just got out of the truck, and I just screamed, and I was like, fuck. The lady came outside, and she was just like, she knew what I was going through, and she was just like, I'm really sorry. She was like, listen, let's just take down your information. I know you got a lot going on in your mind right now, and I know you can't handle things right now. So let's just take down your information, and we'll call you later. I was like, all right. I was a mess, dude. A mess. Anyways, get into my own apartment, and then then I start doing the cocaine. Now, think about this. I'm a fitness coach. I'm a motivator. I'm supposed to be helping and inspiring people. And now I'm starting to do all these drugs, and I'm like thinking to myself, damn, I'm a fucking hypocrite. I am such a hypocrite. And I would keep saying this to myself. And I'm failing. I'm a failure. And I started saying these things to myself more and more. Now I'm sitting in my apartment by myself in a dark, in my living room, and it's dark, and I'm just sitting there saying these things to myself over and over every day. I'm a failure. I'm a hypocrite. These people are going to look at me like I'm some kind of like, they're going to just look down on me. I would be fucking stoned back in the day. I would be punished God would punish me big time back in the day. And as the days went on, I started like I was doing cocaine twice a week. Then it went to 3 times a week. Then it went to 4 times a week. And then it came to the point where I was falling asleep throughout the whole day, missing clients. I fucked up my whole work. I fucked up my whole life, man. I started making like $0 afterwards because my clients left me. I'm so thankful till this day for those few clients that stay with me because I've been training them since I started. So now I have I have 2 clients I've been training for 21 years.
Wow.
I have another client I've been training for 16 years. And then I have another client I've been training for 8 years. And then even some of the newer ones also came back to me, but I'm so thankful for them because I was not there. I wasn't helping them. I was just going there and I was just going through the motions with them. Thankfully that they found it in their heart because they know me. They know who I am. They know who I was. You know what I'm saying? And they let a lot of it go. And I'm so thankful and grateful for that because anybody else would just be like, "Who the fuck is this dude?" Like I don't care what you're going through. I'm paying you to help me.
Right.
So you need to help yourself, bro. You need to help yourself. How are you going to help me? See you later. On to the next trainer. There's a million of them out there. Especially the way I was doing it. They could pay for that anywhere.
Right.
So there you go. Now I'm fucking up that. I'm missing my sleeping past times that I had to go pick up my son from school. One day cops showed up at my door at my apartment because my sister and everybody was trying to figure out where I was for 6 hours after I was supposed to pick up my son. Not picking up my phone. I was sleeping because I was just fucking blowing lines all night long. Just coping with the pain, coping with the mental stuff. But it's not while you're doing it with that when all those thoughts come in. It's when you're coming down. So I just wanted to keep going. So I would stay up 2-3 days straight, once or twice a week. So I would sleep for one full day of 24 hours. Think about it. My skin was getting all horrible. I was losing all my muscle. I started to stop working out for 9 months. I've never done that in my life. If I took off a week, I would go crazy. I took off 9 months of working out straight because I was just didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to do anything anymore. Then I started to have suicidal thoughts. Then I said, I'm worthless. So all these thoughts kept on getting bigger and bigger, and they kept on, contaminating my mind. And the devil was just getting at me. He's like, I'm feeding off of this shit right now. This is good. This is real good. But I know God had something in store for me. I know he did. He wanted me for something more because he placed certain people in my life to kind of sometimes sit there and tell me and remind me these things sometimes. My best friend Flo, my cousin Georgia, my brother, I love them. They're the deepest in my heart. they saw me, you know, they knew who I was. And they said, you have something, you are bigger than this. This is not you. Like, come back. You need to come back. So, I mean, dude, I had a lot of suicidal thoughts. You know, I was sitting in my apartment alone with my gun, you know, thinking about just doing it. And one day I was just like, fuck this. And I was sitting there and thinking about it and thinking about it. And I'm like, thinking about how, this is how sad it was. Just thinking about, I'm a failure. I'm not a man. I fucked up my whole family. Nobody wants to even train with me anymore. Nobody even looks at me as an inspiration or somebody that's going to help, that can help anybody. How can I help anybody? I can't help anybody anymore. I'm done. I don't even make any more. I don't even make money. I can't even support my family right now. I'm a fuck up. That's exactly what I would say. And as I'm sitting in there with my gun, and I'm just like, I went to go, and then a thought came into my head, and I just thought about my son. And I said to myself, no. I said, I can't do that to him. I can't do that to my son. I can't. He needs me. He needs me to show him how to be a good father. He needs a male figure in his life. He needs me to be, so he could be a man, a real man. If I did this, I would be letting everybody down, and most of all him. Well, first it's God, but God put him in my head so I wouldn't pull that trigger. And I said, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to be there for him. It was hard, man. It was hard. You know, I thought about these things, and excuse me.
They say the harder the obstacles a man faces, the stronger he becomes, and the stronger his testimony, right? In order to have a testimony, you have to be tested. So I can relate with a lot of the things you're saying. Obviously, I didn't kill myself, but whenever, I think every man, when they have a low, they're like, man, is my life worthless? You know? I can tell you one of my moments was my first night in prison. It didn't really hit me until I laid down in the prison cot and I looked up at the roof and I was like, fuck, man, I'm in prison. Like, for real.
Yeah.
I'm wearing prison clothes.
I can only imagine, brother.
I'm sitting in a federal prison in a cot in my own room, my own cell, looking up, and I'm just like, what now? You know?
Yep.
Because the only thing I can think of is that my life's over.
I can only imagine.
I didn't understand that in order to build something brand new, you gotta start with the foundation. And my foundation was all broken, you know?
Yeah.
So what was being done was the entire building or structure of what I thought was my life was being destroyed so that I could start from scratch and build a brand new foundation.
So that's what he does for you. That's what the Lord does for you, man. Because he knows that situation is not good for you.
100%.
So he's taking away all the things that are not good. Okay? And then he's slowly building you back up so that you can be the man that you're supposed to be
100%.
in his will, you know?
100%.
So I lost my apartment. I moved back in with my mom. And I'm living with my mom. Not that she didn't fucking like it. She loved it. You know, she's I'm still her baby in her eyes.
Right,
you know,
right.
although I'm 42 years old living at my mom's house.
You know what I think is funny about immigrant kids? All our moms are always like, you know?
Yeah. But I'm thankful for that, bro. I'm thankful that I had my mom to go somewhere because otherwise I would have been on the streets.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Otherwise I would have been on the streets. But again, the drugs didn't stop. You know, I didn't have my suicidal thoughts anymore, but I still thought of myself as a failure. And I'm just like, damn. And I just can't do it. Now I'm sitting there in the middle of the night and I'm crying in my sleep. You know, doing the same thing, not sleeping. Blah, blah, blah. Like what is going on? Like, and because of the cocaine, I was drinking more. I was never really an alcoholic, you know? So now I'm doing cocaine. You could drink fucking 30 packs of beer and not even feel a thing. Or 2 bottles of tequila and not even feel a thing,
Right.
you know? But anyways, so then finally I was just like, I've always believed in God, but I never had a close relationship. So I said to myself, I started praying. I was like, then I started praying and praying and praying. And then finally I got on my knees one night and I said, God, I said, please help me, God. I said, I can't do this anymore.
Mm.
I can't do it. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it on my own. I said, help me. I don't know what to do. Show me what to do. The very next morning, my boy Flo shows up to my bedroom. He's knocking on my door. I'm like, yo, what are you doing here? I barely even, I was like just about to fall asleep. That's like 9:30. And he was like, come here, bro. Come here, bro. I want to talk to you for a second. So I'm going out there and I'm just like all cloudy still, you know what I'm saying? And I see all my friends and family on my deck.
Mm.
And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh no. I was like, no. I was like, I'm not doing this right now, bro. He's like, no. He's like, come here. He puts his arm around me. He turns me back around. He goes, come here. He goes, we're going to have this conversation right now. And I'm just like, oh. So I'm like, I'm looking up and then I'm just like, all right, you know, that's him. That's him. So I'm sitting down and everybody just, you know, was just saying what they had to say, you know, about this whole thing. And they cared about me and they love me and that it's not me and that they want to help me and they want me to want to help myself. And they went through to the extent of, you know, finding a place for me to go to and get away and calling all my clients and telling them that I'm going to be going away for a while and not to worry about money. And man, I'm so thankful for that too. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for that. Because I prayed. I prayed and he answered the very next day. The very next day, bro. All my whole family was there. My cousin Georgia, my aunts, my cousins, my sister, my brother, my mom. And I'm watching them all crying because they want me there. They want me to be here. And that means a lot. That meant a lot to me, man. You know, I needed that. And God knew I needed that. So they came up with this place called Turning Point in Bristol, Connecticut. And they're like, you know, we can't force you to go, but do you want to go? And I looked up again and I said, thank you. And I said, yes, I do. I didn't even think about it. And they were surprised that I just wanted to agree to go because you know what? I was thankful for that opportunity because that's what I looked at it as. I looked at it as an opportunity. Who wants to go to a sober house with a bunch of, you know, drug addicts and alcoholics? Do you? It's like, did you want to go to jail?
No, I definitely didn't want to go
Yeah,
to jail.
exactly. But I was thankful to go there.
Yeah, 100%.
You know? And if it was jail that I had to go to in order to get my relationship closer to God and fix myself, fine. Good. Yes.
Mm.
Give it to me. Bring me there. Please. Thank you. Because you know what? This is what built me back up. Because I broke. And I asked and I let myself go to God and he answered as soon as I let go. So I made it a point. I said, I'm going to read the Bible every day and I'm going to get to know him and I'm going to get my relationship closer to him. And I made myself that promise that while I was there, that's what I was going to do. And then I'll, you know, see where I go from there. And that's what I started doing. And the very first day, there was things that were telling me that I didn't want to be there. Because first of all, the cleanliness, forget about it. I got to my bedroom and I was rooming with 2 other dudes, and I'm just like looking at the bedroom. There's dust like a fucking 1-inch thick of dust on the floor. There's shit on the walls. I had to change. I had to go. I wanted to go buy. I had to go out and buy new sheets and stuff like that.
Right.
That was just nasty. The bathroom was disgusting. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I gotta sit on this toilet. I gotta shower in this thing. I gotta like. So I started scrubbing everything. I was up late scrubbing shit with Clorox, bro. Cleaning the walls next to my bed. So even when if I touched the wall, my arm was clean, dude. I saw a big ass bug like this in the shower the first day. I'm like, yo, the devil's really trying to do shit to me right now, man. He's trying to deter me from being here because he knows what my intentions are to be here when I'm here.
Mm.
But I said, no. I said, I'm going to overlook these things, overlook what anybody says, what anybody does, whatever I see. I'm going to stay focused on my path. And it's one line. I'm going to keep my eyes on that line and forget about everything else that's going around. because nothing else matters. You know what matters? Right here. Right here. And my relationship to him. So that's what I did. And 2 weeks later, there's dudes in there. I'm just like, you deal with a lot of like up and down and emotions and all this other stuff, and dudes getting angry for no reason. You learn from these guys, man. You learn a lot, man. You learn a lot from dealing with these and living with these 20 guys who have addictions. You learn to build your compassion, and you learn to just like let things go and not be angry sometimes. There was a lot of things that I would have been like, motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you, you know? Or you would just say, don't you would want to start a fight or react differently.
Right.
But I held myself calm. I kept myself calm. You know why? Because the Bible is about love, man. And that's what it teaches you. It teaches you to love people no matter what is going on. And you don't ever know what's going on in somebody's life or in their minds. I don't care what you think or what you might see on the outside, but you don't know what's going on inside, ever. So if somebody reacts a certain way to you, trust me, it's not the reason what you think. It's not.
You never know
You never know.
someone's going through. Yeah.
It could be something totally different, and you're like, oh, wow. Damn, man, I'm sorry. I didn't even know that,
100%. Most of the time, that's what it is, though.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Someone's going through something, and you caught them on a day where, they're found out they had cancer, or they're going bankrupt.
Yeah, dude, it could be something like way out of like what you would ever think. And you're like, oh, then you feel bad.
100%.
Then you feel bad.
100%.
But so 2 weeks into this place, I'm sitting in my room and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna ask God for something wild. I said, I'm praying in my bed, and I'm like, God, I want you to show me that you're here with me. I want you to show me that you're here with me. You hear my prayers. I want you to show me that you're seeing what I'm doing to get closer to you, to see you, Lord, to feel you, to hear you. Show me. And I want to see it. I don't want to see any weird signs or this and that. I said, I want to see it written down. I want to see it in my face. Dude, believe it, in the next morning, when I went downstairs, one of the brothers from the house, his name was Lonnie. He had the pastor's number, and him and the pastor texted back and forth all the time. So this morning, the pastor had texted Lonnie. He said, George, I got a text message for you from Pastor Tim. He was like, I didn't read it, but here you go. So I'm looking at the phone. And dude, and I remember seeing it, and I could see it clearly in my head. The image was very clear. And it said, tell George that the Lord said, I'm right here with you, my son. I always have been. Bro. Yo. I got chills thinking about it right now. When I freaking saw this message, I looked at Lonnie, and he's like, are you okay? And I just started crying, bro. I just started crying. I couldn't hold it in. It just came out. I was crying, and I just ran outside, and I looked up, and I opened up my arms, and I said, thank you. Thank you. He gave me exactly what I asked for, because he wanted to show me that he was there with me, because I gave myself to him. Because I gave myself to the Lord, he showed me that he was there with me. That blatantly. How much more in my face can it get? I said, I want to see it in written words. I want to see that you hear me and that you're here with me. Tell George, the Lord said, I'm right here with you, my son. I always have been. And I'm just like, damn. So that blew my mind. And ever since that day, I know that I needed to give myself even more to him and dedicate a lot of my time and my relationship with him and grow stronger. And that's what I've been doing. I read the Bible every day. I'm in a men's Bible study group right now as well. I do a lot of my posts on social media. It's a GKit_fitness. So I do a lot of faith and fitness, and my networks have grown. my connections, and with the right people. I'm talking about like good connections, you know, all good stuff. I've created great habits for myself, and it's only been getting better for me. Only been getting better for me. There was times where I was stagnant and I was like, "Oh man, come on, nothing's happening." Blah 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 blah. What am I gonna do? I don't know what to do. But then he kept on sending little signs saying like, "No, you're in the right path."
Mm.
The moment I would pray for these things, like, "Am I doing the right thing, Lord? Am I doing the right thing?" He would send like somebody sending me a text message or calling me and saying, like, "Hey, George, I'm really seeing your posts. I really love them. Like they're inspiring me." And I'm just like, "Okay, he's answering me right now." You know, I know that's him because as soon as I think about it, that's when I get those. It's just the little things that show me that I'm on the right path. You got to pay attention to those things. You know, and the more you that have faith, the more he'll talk to you, the more he'll show you.
Mm.
So I've been going that, and everything's been going strong, man. I'm working on a big project, a huge project, and I know it's going to be very successful in the future, in the near future. I can't talk about it because I can't, the juju and the vibes have to be strong. So I got to hold it within me right now until everything starts to get on paper. That's when I'll start discussing it. So till the next podcast.
For sure.
But yeah, man, a lot of things are going great. I'm loving life. I'm thankful for everything every day. I'm thankful for the Lord, Jesus Christ, who died on that cross for our sins, man. That's it. And I thank you. Thank you for inviting me on this
Of course,
podcast,
brother.
man.
Of course.
This
of
is
course.
great.
Yeah, this was fantastic. We got to do it again. I'll probably be back in a few months. So.
Yeah, I still got 5 minutes if you want to talk about something, bro.
Right on time. I usually wrap up asking 3 questions.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead.
what inspires you?
God. God inspires me.
That's such an infinite concept. Like when I think of the concept of God, it's so big and so grand, and it's such a strong divine force like and I know it has my back. You know what I mean? Like it's.
He always has your back. God is the creator of all. So whatever happens in your life, he's created it and he knows it's going to happen. And
100%.
And when you start to veer off on the wrong direction, he's going to put you in another, he's going to put you on he's going to put obstacles in front of you so you can veer to the right place.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? You're going through these awful things. Don't say why, say thank you. Okay. Yes. Good. When these things are happening to you, good.
100%.
Because if you take it in that way and you put it in that way and you start like, saying like, what do I do next now? You'll start to go back on that right path.
Right.
And he's leading you there.
100%.
So our path is a straight line, say to success or to eternal life, if you want to say, okay? God's path is up, down, left, right, sideways, up, down, left, right, sideways, little straight, up, down, left, right, sideways, little straight. That's God's path.
Right. 100%.
But the end is the same. Understood?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Second question. I usually ask what's next for you, but you got to keep it under wraps for now. Can't really say what you're up to, but it's cool. When the time's right, it'll be revealed.
I could definitely say it's definitely gonna help people mentally and physically all over the world.
Amazing. I love it, man. And then last thing, how do you want to be remembered?
How do I want to be remembered? I just want to be remembered as a strong human being that helped changed a lot of people's lives for the better, for the good of the Lord, a faithful man, and that's it. That's it. I just want to be left people to know me as a strong, faithful man that just helped a lot of people, and he just did good for this world.
I love that, man.
And when my time is the time, that's it.
It's amazing. I hope to do the same. I hope to do the same, really. Deep.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for coming.
I appreciate you.
Definitely, bro.
Love you, brother.
We'll do this again sometime.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Alrighty, guys. That was another episode of the Montana Method Podcast. Push it to the limit. The world is yours. If you're not chasing your dream, life is meaningless, guys. Catch you on the next one. Say goodnight to the bad guy.
I've been out here hustling all my life. Every day we get into it. Really out here in these streets. That's day and night. Like there's nothing to it. When I was going through it, dog, I never got your call. I never asked for nothing, no. But now I want it all. I promise I'ma do it. Came from rags to riches. Rags to riches. Came from rags to riches. Rags to riches. Came from rags.